to Week 4 Fantasy Footballers Anonymous weekly video. I'm Trey Seitz.
And I'm Rob Matter.
And now that we're in Week 4, we have bye weeks coming up. What are we going to do? Everyone run for the waiver wire. Oh no, bye weeks. I'm prepared.
All right, time to review the Week 3 games. First off was Steelers Wheel versus Lucci's Winners. I have to admit, I was a little scared going into the Monday night game and him having 3 Chicago Bears set to play. But unfortunately for John, they did not show up. I won the game 111-83. John's top scorer was Macklin with 21, and I had Julio Jones with a big 28.
All right, I got my game against Jake, Master Disaster, and Fish and Chips. Top scorers, Antonio Brown, 21. Colin Kaepernick, 18 on Fish and Chips. So the score was 88-53. I won this week. And 53 is our new all-time low-scoring game. But if you happen to look at his bench, they scored 87 points. Ouch.
Big ouch. Alright, next one is Supermom and Victor's Wildcats. This was a really close one. Victor's Wildcats pulled out the win with a 67-64. His top scorer was Peyton Manning with 20. And Supermom had Marshawn Lynch show up again with that overtime touchdown with a big 24.
Three Sharks in the Water and Flea Flickers. Flea Flickers wins 106-63. Top scorers, Vinatieri and Andrew Luck. Last week, my kicker was the top scorer. This week, Ethan's top scorer was his kicker. Alright, this week we're introducing a new segment called Steals, Deals, and Sleepers.
In order to fit into the category, it had to be a player selected in the 11th round or later, or on waivers, and currently be in the top 10 of their positional rank.
Alright, we're going to start off with Victor's Wildcats picking Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles was projected to be the 34th overall running back. Currently, he is the 7th. And he was taken in the 11th round. Sproles is having a good first year. Now this week, they played Washington. A lot of balls getting thrown deep. Not really his forte. So he only got 2 carries, 20 yards, and 3 passes for 30 yards. So he was averaging 10 yards every play he had. But right now, his average scoring is 13.3 a game. Total points for the season is 40.
Next one is Jay Cutler, selected by Lucci's Winners in the 13th round. Jay Cutler's actually the 4th quarterback in the league right now, fantasy-wise, averaging 19.3 points per game. His high score is only a 25, so he's been playing pretty consistent so far, and might add he's outscored Aaron Rodgers 2 out of the 3 weeks of the season here so far. And the week that he wasn't outscored by Aaron Rodgers had 27, and Jay Cutler had 25. So I don't know, John. Might be time to start putting Jay Cutler in there instead of Aaron Rodgers.
All right, now we're going to talk about 3 Sharks in the Water. His 14th round draft pick was Phillip Rivers, who is currently the 6th overall quarterback in the league. He was expected at draft time to be the 14th overall, but that is not the case anymore. He's starting to show signs of 2010 and last year. So far, his high-scoring game is 24 points. He's averaging 18.3. So he's doing pretty good this year.
Not to mention the 24-point game against Seattle, who is supposedly the toughest defense in the league. So, next is the Patriots defense. We were kind of struggling with, do we include defenses and kickers in this list? Because normally they are taken in the 15th round or 16th round. But in this case, Felicia took the Patriots defense in the 15th round, but we allowed it because they were the last defense taken, and they're actually the first ranked fantasy defense and special teams in the league right now. They're scoring on average 13 points a game, but that's a little skewed because they scored 27 points in one game against Minnesota. So I don't know going forward if they're going to keep up that high ranking, but never know. As of right now, they're number one.
Yeah, and I believe when we did the draft at that point, the Patriots were ranked 15th overall. I'm not positive, but I think that's where it was. So they're doing pretty good. The Patriots are finally getting their stuff together on defense, but I think they need to bring back the offense a little bit more. But that's neither here nor there.
You just want Tom Brady to score better.
Yes. All right, next up is Steelers Wheel with Calvin Benjamin. This was his 15th round draft pick. This kid is blowing up right now. He's averaging 12 points a game. He's 6th overall as wide receiver. He was projected to be 66th overall. And as you'll see on the draft board, that's a write-in. He wasn't even on the labels that I made. Good job, Rob.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Next is the kicker on this list. Master Disaster took Dane Bailey in the 16th round. Dane Bailey was projected to be the 10th kicker this season. He's actually the 2nd overall kicker right now, averaging 11.7 points a game and a high score of 19 against Tennessee a few weeks ago. Again, we were struggling with whether to include defenses and kickers, but again, this was the last kicker taken in our draft this year, and he's currently the 2nd overall kicker, so I think that counts for a big steal at the end of the draft there.
All right, next up is Fish and Chips. He had Steve Smith in the 16th round. He was projected to be the 43rd overall wide receiver, and currently he is the 9th overall. He's averaging 11.3 points per game, and if you check the stats, he has the most targets out of anyone for Baltimore. So first year there, age doesn't matter apparently. They already have everything going for him. Flacco loves Steve Smith. So right now, great things going on down there. You gotta love that. I thought it was too late for this guy. That's why I didn't go for him. It was a good call and a good pick in the 16th round.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming either. And being a Steelers fan, I don't like it. All right, the last one here. Unfortunately for Supermom, she didn't have anyone in the 11th through the 16th round who fit into the category. But to her defense, she picked up Delaney Walker on the waiver wire, who was projected to be the 12th overall tight end, and he's actually scoring as the 5th tight end in the league right now, averaging 11.3 points per game, with a big 20-point game against Dallas 2 weeks ago. So great pickup, Supermom, and keep hitting that waiver wire. All right, the fantasy football punch to the junk for week 3. We had a hard time deciding this week of who to pick. Came down between John and Fish and Chips.
We were going to pick Fish and Chips because he has the new league low score. It's 3 weeks we've played. 3 weeks. We've had 3 new winners to this. It's got to stop some point. Jake, you might have taken it. But another reason why we were contemplating you is because you had 87 points on your bench. That was almost enough to win this week. But you played the wrong people.
Yeah, and that's tough. That's fantasy football right there in a nutshell. But we ultimately decided to go with Lucci's winners as this week's winner. Brandon Marshall, big fat goose egg. Also, Aaron Rodgers didn't show up again, only scored 10 points, which, in fantasy, 10 points out of each player, you call that a good week. But for Aaron Rodgers, your first round draft pick, you obviously expect a lot more. On his bench, he sat Reggie Bush this week in favor of Stephen Ridley, and Reggie Bush outscored him 15-5. He also had Ahmad Bradshaw on his bench, another running back, who scored 13. And as we mentioned a little bit earlier, Jay Cutler keeps outscoring Aaron Rodgers this year. So at what point do you make that switch, John?
Yeah, this is just another bad case of playing the wrong people. You picked up Ahmad Bradshaw last week. I pick up people to play him. I don't know necessarily what you were doing there. You sat Reggie Bush. He's your RB2 going against Green Bay. I don't know what you were worried about there. I thought it would be a high-scoring game, and they throw the ball to Reggie Bush. So, yeah, you get to walk away with the trophy this week. So, just because Brandon Marshall was injured last week and had a great game doesn't mean he's going to be injured again and have a great game. I was thinking to bench Brandon Marshall to begin with, but he is your wide receiver 1, so...
Well, that was a tough choice, after last week and benching him because of the questionable status, and then him going on to score 3 touchdowns in that game. He seems like a impervious Superman. So, it almost seemed like at that point, if Brandon Marshall's going to play in the game, then you play him on your fantasy team. But I guess that's not the case.
Congratulations, John. All right, and here's the standings going into Week 4. 2 teams undefeated, 2 teams winless.
Forward to Week 4. Remember, the buys start this week, so waiver wire is going to be hit pretty hard this week for people trying to fill in those empty spots. Hopefully you thought about that when we were drafting. First game we're going to talk about is Victor's Wildcats and Steelers Wheel. At the moment, I'm projected to win 121-105. I don't think either one of us have any spots to fill. But I'm a little bit excited that Denver's on bye this week because Trevor is going to be without Peyton Manning.
And I am playing Flea Flickers. We got the undefeated players playing. Who knows, maybe we'll get a tie.
Wouldn't that be something? Next game is Lucci's Winners versus Supermom. I think John has to fill in his defense. All he has is Arizona. And Emmanuel Sanders is on bye this week as well. But it's projected to be a pretty close game at this point. But Supermom's without Marshawn Lynch this week. He's been her backbone of her team so far. So let's see what she can do.
He's a good backbone to have.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then Fish and Chips against 3 Sharks in the Water. Right now, Fish and Chips has one person he needs to replace, but he's still projected 108. And 3 Sharks looks like he's ready to roll with 124.
Good move putting Kirk Cousins in this week. Should have done it last week.
Yes. Bold predictions for week 4. Right now, I'm 0-2. Rob is 0-2. The league is 0-2. My bold prediction for this week is going to be Jimmy Graham. 10 catches or less, 3 touchdowns.
That is bold. I am going to continue on with the Jay Cutler and Aaron Rodgers saga. They were playing each other this week in Chicago. I'm going to say that Jay Cutler once again outscores Aaron Rodgers, and he's going to do it by at least 10 points.
And here's the league's pick for this week.
Hey, Lucci here with another bold prediction. I have 2 of them this week. One is that the Jets are going to trounce Detroit. Chris Ivory is going to have over 100 yards because the Jets are awesome. Number 2 is that Master Disaster will go down this week. He's always making fun of me on the videos. Well, now I'm making fun of him. He's got some significant players on bye, and I think he's going down. That's it. It's Lucci signing off.
Alright, loser's advice for this week. It's the first week of bye weeks. After the waiver wire is done, people are going to drop good players. That's who you want to fill your bye weeks. Wait until after waivers.
Thank you for watching our video this week. Hopefully you were able to fill all those empty roster spots with the players that you wanted. Good luck this week, folks.
Alright, we'll see y'all next week. I'm Trey Seitz.
I'm Rob Mattern.
Good luck. He ran out of his shoes. Oh.
Hi, Kristen.
I was in my pajamas.
Honey,
What?
I need a drink.
Don't kill yourself.
Did you see my cup? How's that?
Nice. We going golfing?
Like this? I'm pointing at the right way?
You're pointing at me right now.
Can you even see me now?
There's the creepy giant behind my TV.
Welcome back to week 3. No, wait a minute. Did we say this is week
This is
3?
week
Or is
4.
this week-
Am I saying it?
I thought you were saying it.
Okay, I'll
but
say it.
I didn't say that I'm cooler than you. You just need a hat.
I'm not drinking, that's my problem. We're out of alcohol.
What?
Yeah, I know. That's right. I forgot to say my name. I don't know why I squeaked that, but anyway.
It's okay. We all gotta hit puberty at some point. Maybe you'll be able to grow a full beard now.
Yeah, right.
Ugh. Threw up a little bit there.
Nice. Review. God, I don't know what the.
Hey, you have the worst advice.
Watch your show.
No, it's so stupid advice.
Yep, I got it all here under overview. Never mind.
You're
Hey,
not. You're not fat, Trey.